Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Beim letzten Mal haben wir hier oben den Norden der Highlands erkundet und wollen nun endlich Norton finden und ihm helfen. Aber da habe ich einen guten Spot ausgesucht, um Pause zu machen, um den Part zu retten. Impressive. Kleinen Moment. So. Gerade noch was kurz einstellen am Mikrofon. Impressive. I was taken aback by the size of the stone circle in the southern highlands, but this is on a whole different level. Oh, hello. What brings you all here? Come to get a good look at the statue too? Oh, do you think he's... Are you Norton by any chance? Yeah, that's me. Have we met before? Do you have some business with me? Ooh, we finally found you. We should bring you up to speed. That we should. Sounds like I've caused some unnecessary worry for the people of the settlement. We should get back right away. Or rather, I'd like to, but just still haven't finished taking all the photographs I need. Would you mind waiting a bit longer while I finish up? Well, I can't really fault you for being fascinated. It really is impressive. I doubt there's anything like this anywhere else on the continent. Actually, it might surprise you to know that there is. This isn't the only such statue I'm aware of. There's a similar statue on Brionia Island, way out to the west. Wait, Brionia Island? Is that where Guppy was sent? I had no idea there were more of these around. No one knows any more about the statue on Brionia Island than they do about this one. But I'm currently taking pictures of ruins and ancient sites like this. Taking photographs of this area was the reason I came to the North Highlands in the first place. Gaius told us that the people of North refer to this statue as the guardian of the region. Yeah. The old legends say that this statue was here long before our ancestors came from the east, and that they settled in this land only with its permission. When I saw it, I was immediately reminded of the legend of the Great Knight. You know, now that you mention that, I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. No doubt, the tale originated during the Dark Ages and spread throughout the Empire. When the land rolls with the tide of war, a colossal knight, wrath and flame, will come forth to quell the conflict. That's the general gist of it anyway. What do you mean by that? Well, each region has its own variant of the tale. They all maintain a knight as the central figure, but like all such tales, its veracity is questionable at best. Though it's certainly one of the most mysterious of the legends passed down in the Empire. I see, it does seem like this statue could mesh with that story too. I wonder if they're related somehow. What was that? Are you okay? I'll be alright, nothing to worry about. Anyway, I've come all the way out here, so would you mind waiting until I'm done photographing the site? I promise I'll head back to the settlement with you as soon as I'm done. Well, it doesn't seem like the wildlife has much of an interest in this area. He should be safe here on his own, even if we head out somewhere else for a while. Agreed. Guiding north and back to the settlement will cause the story to advance. Go and do something else. Alright, we'll swing by again in a little while to check on you. Okay, thanks. I'm sticking to this general area, so it won't be hard to find me again. Go on and take your time. Very well. Let's be on our way. So, wir haben hier irgendwo... Hier vorne... ist noch ein... Wo ist es denn? Irgendwo hier ist ein Fishing Spot. Der legit genau vor ihm? Hä? Wo ist der? Hallo? Hier logischerweise nicht. Fishing Spot? Wo bist du? Hä? Ach hier. Wow. Ein bisschen weiter nach da, als ich dachte, es wäre. Dann angeln wir doch mal. Haben wir da? Oh, eine Krabbe. Eine rosane Krabbe. Boah. Die ist jetzt schon so, die ist super nervig zu fangen. Komm schon her, du Mistvieh.
Wow, this is a big one.
Zweite, oh, das ist ein Salamander. Der ist süß.
What even is this?
Ein Salamanderin, was soll das? Das ist cute. Und noch ein Salamander zum Abschluss. Immer einfacher zu fangen als diese blöde Krabbe.
What even is this?
Oh. Dann können wir auch eben zurück zu Norden wieder gehen. Starwin. Still haven't finished taking all the photographs I need. That shouldn't be too much longer. So would you mind waiting a bit? Wait here. Alright, Ben. We'll stay here until you've finished up. Okay, I'll try not to keep you waiting too long. We and the others waited for Norton to finish his photography. And so he was reluctant to leave even after depleting his photo quotes. They finally returned to the settlement. Phew, we're finally back in the settlement. Thanks a million for escorting me back here, I really appreciate it. Thanks to you, I was able to photograph the statue to my heart's desire. I'm just glad we've made it back safe and sound. Yeah, let's go tell the elder. There seems to be quite a commotion over there. Well, that's... Oh no. Nicht das Auto. It looked like there's been an awful car accident. But why here? Is the gentleman we fulfilled a request for this morning? The very same, but the settlement's doctor, Amar, he couldn't have been the one responsible, could he? Never mind that. We need to go and take a closer look. Amar, are you hurt? Gaius, I'm alright. Sorry for worrying you. What happened here? I was on my way back from gathering herbs in the mountains forest to the north, when all of a sudden I just lost control of the vehicle. Was anyone injured? I suffered a few bumps and bruises, but other than that, fortunately not. I'm just relieved that I didn't end up hurting anyone. I'm glad to know your injuries are light, Amar. Thanks be to the wind and the goddess. Jill, how does one lose control of a vehicle in an area as open and free of obstruction as this? Did you simply lose your concentration for a moment? No, of course not. This car is extremely important to all of us here. I wouldn't dream of driving it carelessly. I'm still not sure what caused it. When I was nearing the settlement, the steering wheel started to feel oddly stiff. Fortunately, the brakes were still functional. Otherwise, I dread to think what might have happened. I see. Alisa? Let's see. Alisa, do you think you can work out what went wrong? Probably. You might say it runs in the family. How could I forget? Stands to reason that the scion of the Reinford group would be quite handy in mechanical matters. Even if she does pretend she wants nothing to do with her family anymore. And could you mind your own business? What you say, though, it's not as true as it used to be. I have some professional engineers at the Reinford company now who can't even perform basic maintenance work. Wow, standards in higher education must be slipping. When you compare it to the size central factory in Libel, Ranford Group is getting far too big for its own good. All those giant vertically structured divisions, each with their own subdivisions. It sounds as though becoming the Empire's largest corporation brought its own share of new issues. So, have you managed to figure out what the problem was? I think so. Looked like there was a contact failure in the quartz circuit near the engine. That's probably why you suddenly had difficulty steering, even though it was fine just before. I see. Do you think you can repair it? I doubt it. I can diagnose, but I'm not a technician. I think we'll need to call in a professional to fix it. I suppose that means we'll have to ask someone from Zendergate. I'm impressed. I can see that Thors Military Academy has more to be proud of than just its famous founder. Elder Ivan, Dad. I'm sorry it took us so long to get here. I'm relieved to see that Norton made it back safely. Thank you for your assistance. Oh, no trouble at all. Sounds like you've been able to work out the cause of the problem here. That was all thanks to Alisa. It was nothing, really. There's no shame in being proud of your accomplishments. While I'm glad we've gotten this squared away, we still have something of a problem. What do you mean? This is the settlement's only vehicle. Having it out of commission is going to make things pretty inconvenient around here. The sooner we can get it fixed, the better. I see. In that case, is there anything we can do to help? Are you sure this isn't a part of your field study, you know? I would respectfully disagree. You've treated us to such great food and shown us such hospitality. I want to do what I can to help. But actually paying the truck is a bit above my skill level. Still, it would be discourteous of us to not at least make an attempt to assist our host. Thanks, everyone. If you insist, we'd be more than grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you could bring out someone who could do the repairs, that would be great. That sounds like the best course of action. Should we head to Zendergate and see if they can spare a mechanic? Actually, I have someone else in mind. Someone far more keen than an army technician for things of this sort. Up near Lake Lacrima in the northern highlands lives an elderly man from the Empire. I'm sure he'll be able to fix the truck for us if we ask him. True, the hermit could probably have this fixed in no time at all. A hermit, you say? Yeah, he moved here from the Empire a couple years ago. He's been extremely good to all of us since he's been here. An old man from the Empire who's more reliable than an army technician. It couldn't be Alisa. So you wanted to go and call this man for you then? If you'd be so kind. There's no hurry though. If you have other things you need to do, by all means do those first. Either way, we'll need to clean up the site of the accident before anything else. Just handle it as you might if it were a part of your field study. Will do. Okay everyone, let's finish up anything we have left to do, then head for the cabin at the lake. Lake Lacrima is in the northern highlands. We'll need to head north to the Guardian statue, then due northwest from there. We should head out on horseback at once. Dann machen wir das doch wohl. Highland Claws als Reward. So. Dann reiten wir mal geschwind. So. Schön nach hier nach unten. Ja, stark. Sicher die Scheißklippe nicht. Muss man achten die ganze Zeit auf die Karte, aber ja. Ich will wissen, was das für ein Horror wäre, hier komplett ohne Speedfunktion durchzureiten die ganze Zeit. Ist so schon Horror. Aber wir haben es gleich geschafft. So. Und jetzt einfach nur die Schildkröte. Die habe ich schon gekämpft. Lake Lacrima. Wow, this lake is beautiful. It really is. You can see the sunlight glimmering on the water. And the air feels so clean too. This is Lake Lacrima. The hermit lives in that cabin over there. Excellent. We should go see him at once. Haben wir hier irgendwie sowas wie eine Kiste? Nee, ne? Nee.
Yeah.
Right.
How beautiful. Yeah, breathtaking.
Ah, das war doch schon, okay. Dann gehen wir doch mal hier hoch. Der Kabine. Wir hätten das im ersten Teil hier schon kommen. Ich dachte, das wäre erst im zweiten, aber nee. Ich habe halt die Spiele damals, ich habe Teil 1 bis 3 quasi durchgebinged. Ich habe das innerhalb von, ich glaube, keine Ahnung, 2 Wochen oder so, habe ich die 3 Teile durchgezockt. Und ja, das verschwimmt, zumindest die ersten beiden Teile verschwimmen da ein bisschen. Hier bleibt es someone inside. I suppose it must be the man we came to see then. Yeah, I'll bet he just came back from fishing. For a hermit, he doesn't seem to want for much. So, what are we going to do? After entering the cabin, the day of time will advance to evening and all of the day's field study activities will end. Knock on door. Excuse me, is anyone home? It's open, come on in. Alisa? Excuse us then? Hey, it's good to see you again, sir. Well, if it isn't Gaius, haven't seen you around for, what, half a year now? And a little Alisa's here too. Why, I don't think I've seen your face in, must be coming up on 5 years now. Wait, what? Could this be? Grandfather, what are you doing here? Well, I guess that's one way to be introduced, but let me give you a proper welcome. Gwen Reinford. I'm Gwen Reinford, Alisa's favorite granddad. Pleasure to meet you all, Class 7. Honored to meet you, sir. I'm Wien Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Emma Milstein. Justus Aberrea, it's an honor. A promising group of young folks, if ever there was one. If ever was with us. Egal. But you've sure done a lot of growing the last 5 years, Alisa. You're taller and bigger. Does this old man's heart good to see how easy on the eyes you've become? Cringe. Grandfather, please. But forget about me. What have you been doing out here all this time? Back when you disappeared from Ruhr, I'd never have believed it. I'd never have believed it if someone told me this is where I'd find you. Do you have any idea how worried I've been? Oh, come now. I send you letters a couple times a year, don't I? And of course I read all the ones you give to Sharon too. Still, have you been here the whole time these past 5 years? Just about. I don't stay a year around, so I spend about half a year traveling around the continent, seeing friends or visiting the Empire. I see. Mr. Reinford? Would you mind if I ask how you know so much about our field study? He does raise an excellent point. It almost seems as though you were expecting us to pay you a visit. Well, it's just a coincidence the truck broke down when it did. But I admit, ever since Irina told me you were coming to the Highlands, I figured I'd see you at some point. You still talk to Mother? Yes, indeed, though just the bare minimum. That girl's zeal for her work borders on unhealthy. What did I ever do to turn her into such a workaholic? Alisa? Anyway, we're all done with our coffee, so let's head on over to the settlement and have a look at the truck. Just wait outside a bit while I go grab my tools. Oh, actually, I caught a few good-sized trout. Can you take them over to the settlement when you go? Of course. So that's the former chairman of the Reinford group. I knew of him by name, but he's a far more light-hearted man than I would have guessed. Indeed, he seemed very easygoing. You can say what you really think. You're not going to hurt my feelings or anything. Everyone loves him because he's all laid back and approachable, but mostly he's just capricious and irresponsible. And then 5 years ago he just... Alisa? Never mind. Let's get going. As soon as he's ready, we're heading back to the settlement. Alright. Let's wait for him by the garage. Damit haben wir Alisas Großvater kennengelernt. Hey! Dieser See hier ist halt wirklich schön. Stell dir mal vor, das wäre so wäre nicht 2013 rausgekommen, sondern wenn der neuen Engine. Also der neuen, in der auch Daybreak gemacht wird. Gaius, should we head back to the settlement? Hey Gaius, you're on pretty good terms with my grandfather then? Something like that? We've only known him for a couple of years, but all of us in the settlement owe him a lot. Myself included. Oh. Okay, we're good to go. You mind if I ride with one of you? Grandfather? You aren't driving. Nah, the engine's been acting up a bit lately, so I'd rather not. Besides, how could I pass up a chance to get to know my granddaughter's classmates a little better? Green, right? Got room for one more up there? Ich denke mal, seine Schwiegersohn kennenlernen. Also wir werden natürlich alles möglich tun, dass er nicht in meinem Kennen der Schwiegersohn wird, aber im richtigen Kennen wäre halt eigentlich der Schwiegersohn. What did he have to pay Green? He better not be giving him any funny ideas. I'm sure that isn't the case. I feel a bit more at ease if you focus more on the range, so... How's little Sharon doing these days? I heard she recently started working at your dormitory. That's right, I haven't had too much time to get to know her, but she seems really skilled at what she does. Oh, she is, very much so. But more importantly, she's a real cutie. She always has that lovely, reserved air, but there's a playful side to her too. I wish she'd sign on as my personal maid. Better be alive. Yeah. But that Emma girl is really nice too. She's got those glasses, that hair you want her to let down. And she's class-pressed material to boot. This is a smoldering homeroom hottie if I ever saw one. Oh, Gwyn, come on, you know you agree with me. Well, I can't really say that I disagree with you, but... if you don't mind me asking, why did you never tell Alisa that you were here? Tell me, what kind of girl do you see her as? Well, I'd say she's a really hard worker, in a great many respects. Oh, I have no doubt of it. She's good-looking, polite, as well-mannered as any noble's daughter, intelligent, and that all comes naturally to her, not some persona she forces on herself. Yeah, I'm amazed at how effortless she makes it all seem. And yet, she has the habit of trying to resolve everything without relying on anyone else for support. I'm sure it hasn't escaped the notice of a canny young man like yourself. It does feel like that sometimes, yeah. She's kind and her sense of duty compels her to always see things through. But she always keeps everything bottled up, like she never wants to let on to anyone that she needs help with the problem. I'm Alisa R. from Hua. It's not like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. It's just, if everyone knew, I'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that. I have a feeling the relations between her mother and I caused her to end up that way. Or to be more specific, the conflict between the two of us. That's why I didn't tell her where I was. But I'll leave it up to her to fill in the details about that. I'm sure that once the two of you are a bit closer, she'll tell you on her own. A bit closer? I have a feeling there's a critical misunderstanding going on here. Oh, is that so? I thought there was a little something going on between you two after seeing your name come up in one of her letters. Well, we did have that unfortunate accident back at the start of the year. But that's all it was. We eventually got it sorted out and nothing's really happened since. An accident, eh? Did you accidentally collide with her on your way to school, causing her to drop the toast she held between her sweet... Wow. And as the dust cleared, did the two of you find yourselves sprawled on the ground in an unlikely yet heart-racing position? That's a really oddly specific question. But I don't know what kind of heart-racing position you're... So, something really did happen, didn't it? Now just tell old Gwyn here all about it. I want every last juicy detail. Grandfather, please. Gwyn ist cool. Ich habe nicht in Erinnerung, dass er bisschen sehr weird über Alisa und Emma zwischendurch redet.
Hey, isn't that... Ooh, it's those Military Academy students. I wonder what they're doing all the way out here. Oh well. Looks like things are gonna start getting interesting. Okay, let's get this mission started! Sheesh. Gramps and the others can be so unreasonable sometimes.
Die Stille. That night, the people of the settlement held a banquet at the eldest house for us, Gwyn and Norton. I don't know what we'd do without you, Gwyn. Here's to you, my friend. And to you. Come on, Lacan, this booze isn't going to drink itself? Yes, yes. I can still hardly believe it. Finding the famous Gwyn Reinford out on his stick like this. You know him, then? Of course, he seized on the opportunities of the Orbital Revolution to make Reinford the industrial powerhouse it is today. And it's only gotten bigger since his daughter took over. The Reinford Company was originally an arms manufacturer, making their name on firearms and such. They underwent a massive expansion of their lineup and started working on orbital weapons and railway projects. I suppose that's what it must have looked like to the nobility. But the company does business all across the continent, not just domestically. Gwyn has a refreshingly international outlook for an Erebonian businessman. I see. I knew he was a keen man, but I didn't realize he was that famous. The real mystery is why someone would walk away from that in the first place. Some people say he got ill and had no choice but to stand down, but look at him now, he's a picture of health. Or maybe there's some truth to that old rumor after all. Oh? What do you mean? Just something I heard a long time ago. No real proof of it, and we at the Imperial Chronicle aren't in the business of printing baseless speculation. Alisa? Oof. I think my eyes were bigger than my stomach. I'm going to go out and get a little fresh air, okay? Alright. Alisa? I mean, Alisa's going out to get some fresh air. Would you mind going and keeping her company? Not at all. But why me? You're the class president and all. You'd make for better company. No, trust me. I think you're definitely the best man for the job. Well, if you say so. Alright, I'll be back in a little while then.
I'm such an idiot. What am I even doing?
Wow, da hab ich gerade gemutet und wollte einen Schluck nehmen, weil er vertont ist. Wow, would you look at that view? Amazing, isn't it, Alisa? So pretty. Come on, you two. We need to get going. We're running behind schedule. Ist das mir? Die Bank mit rechts diesen Balken, die zu der Bahn gehören? Das könnte passen, ne? No, let them have their fun. It's not often you have a day off like this. Why not try and relax for once?
Oh.
Alisa?
What are you doing out here? Did you eat too much?
My mouth says no, but my stomach's thinking yes. You doing okay? You seem a bit unsteady there.
Nothing like that. I'm just feeling a little out of it. I'm just going to stay out here for a while and get some fresh air. Then I'll be Whoa! Sorry about that.
See? What did I tell you? We've been riding all day. I'm not surprised you're feeling tired. Riding a horse really takes it out of you.
I guess you're right. Why didn't that occur to me before?
Hey, Alisa, look up at the sky.
Huh? Oh, wow.
You know, I didn't even notice it last night because we turned in so early. But now that we know, if you're out here to get some air, better to take in the starlight than look at the ground, right?
You're right. My father was a technician. 8 years ago, he passed away. My family was never really the same after that. Mother was director of the company back then. She focused all of her energy on making the Reinford group even bigger. She used to treasure our family, but after that, it's like she could barely spare a thought for us.
Oh. She did seem like a talented businesswoman when we met her. Well, more than talented to run the Reinford group.
What you saw in Ruhr Station was just a watered-down version of her normal intensity. We'd be able to have dinner together maybe once every 3 months, and that's being generous. But at least I wasn't alone. Grandfather and Sharon were always there for me.
That's how it was, huh? I guess you've known Sharon for a long time then.
Yeah, my mother hired her about 7 years ago. Being a Reinford and all, I never had many people I could really call friends when I was young. The nobles looked down on me, of course, but the common people treated me like I was different from them, too. At least with my grandfather and Sharon around, I never felt totally alone. Grandfather introduced me to all kinds of different hobbies, like horseback riding and playing the violin. Sharon taught me self-defense and archery, and all the high society etiquette expected of a lady. Meanwhile, my mother kept expanding the company completely against the wishes of my grandfather, the chairman.
I see. Though, hasn't Reinford always been a big industrial company?
Kind of, yeah. Even back then, they took on projects in all fields, from steel mills to railway construction to guns and tanks. It's not surprising there are people out there who like to call the company a merchant of death. I can't say I completely agree with that side of the company, but I've never felt embarrassed or ashamed about it. But a few years ago, the Reinford group finally went too far.
What do you mean?
Those 2 railway guns set up in Gorelia Fortress on the eastern edge of the Empire? You know about those, right?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Die beiden Crossback-Spiele gespielt haben, kennen die ganz besonders intensiv.
They're supposed to have the longest range of any orbital cannon in the world.
I've only seen their spec sheets, but the destruction they're capable of is terrifying. Erebonias still fighting with Calvert over Crossbell, and those guns are capable of targeting any point in Crossbell State. In just a couple hours, they could wipe Crossbell City and its 500,000 citizens off the map.
No way. That's way beyond being a weapon of war. More like an instrument of massacre.
I couldn't agree more. And neither could my grandfather, who supervised their construction. Even though my mother was the one who signed off on the project, my grandfather regretted it like the decision was his. As he was hesitating over whether to hand them over to the Imperial Army, my mother betrayed him.
What?
She went behind his back and secured the support of all of Reinford's major shareholders. Everyone from Ruhr's ruling lord Marquis Ragnar to the top brass of the Imperial Army was on her side. In the face of such overwhelming pressure from all sides, my grandfather was forced to capitulate. He stepped down as chairman, and my mother wasted no time taking his place. That's when my grandfather decided to leave the company entirely, and me. I thought I'd at least have Sharon on my side, but she just did whatever my mother told her to do. It's been 5 years since then already.
Oh. I think I get it now. Why she gets under your skin, I mean. It's not so much what your mother did, but how it ended up tearing your family apart.
Yeah. I couldn't believe my mother would betray her own father. I couldn't believe grandfather would take it without fighting back. I couldn't believe Sharon, who'd always supported me, watched it all happen without a word of protest. It really drove it home to me. How big the Reinford group was now, and how small I was. I hated realizing it had become so large that corporate interests were stronger than family ties. Looking back, I guess that's when I decided I'd leave home and enroll in the academy. Even when I ran, I couldn't go far enough to escape my mother's shadow, or the Reinford name. Then I come here and find my grandfather happily enjoying a whole new life without a care in the world. When I stepped outside, I was feeling so lost, so frustrated, wondering what I'd been doing all this time. But it's kind of strange, you know? I look up at the stars and it feels like I can escape the gravity of everything. I think I'm finally starting to understand why my grandfather chose to leave it all behind and move out here in the first place.
You really are strong, Alisa. Stronger than you realize. You were finally ready to talk about it. About your family and the company and everything. So maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Maybe you're right. But I don't think I would have been able to if I hadn't enrolled at the academy. Meeting everyone in Class 7, the lacrosse club, you, I'm a better person for it. Your support has already made a difference. So, thanks. Thanks for worrying about me. And thanks for reminding me to look up, not down.
Anytime. Though, truth be told, I came to check on you because Emma asked me to. Sorry to ruin the moment.
I thought that might be the case. Oh well, there's always next time. It's kind of strange to hear you tell me I'm strong, because I could say the same thing about you. You always seem to get thrust into the role of leader, someone we can count on to keep us on track.
I guess running errands on all my free days is really helping me buckle down. Still, I feel like I've got a long way to go, especially when I keep running from myself.
Huh?
Remember back in Keldic? I said that I came to the academy to find myself. But sometimes, I wonder if maybe I just wanted to get away. From my family, from myself.
Oh. Do you not get along well with your family?
Oh, I do. I'm not their real son, but my parents always loved me like I was. My sister and I, we've had our differences, especially lately, but we still get along pretty well. No, the problem's just with me.
Reen. Still, I suppose the fact you were finally ready to talk about it means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right? Who'd have thought I'd have the chance to feed you your own good advice so soon? I can't believe you can just say things like that with a straight face. Maybe being on the receiving end every now and then will do you some good.
Alright, you got me. I admit defeat. But yeah, I guess I'm starting to figure things out. In my own way. Maybe enrolling at Thors was the first thing I'd done right in a long time. I ended up in Class 7. And now, all of us are out here like this, spending time together.
Yeah, I like that. I hope the things we learned during our field studies can help us all make a difference in the world. So... Wait, all of us? You two were gone so long that we started to get a little worried. No way! How long have you been listening?
Still, I suppose the fact that you were finally ready to talk about it means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Stop! Breen, he was the one who said it first. I was just repeating it back to him.
Oh, Alisa, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Honestly, you touched my heart.
I apologize for eavesdropping on you, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad I did.
How did I end up in the middle of this anyway? Fine, if that's how you want to play it. None of you are getting any sleep until you've shared all your most embarrassing secrets.
What? I don't...
You wish.
Seems like you did well.
Honestly, I feel like she helped me more than I helped her. Hey, guys? This is a really beautiful place.
Yeah, ain't it?
Ich weiß nicht warum, aber irgendwie habe ich gerade Wiens Spruch gekriegt, weil ich kann mir nichts Schönes vorstellen, also doch schon, aber ich kann mir vorstellen, wie schön es ist, wenn man, wie geil und so stolz auf sein Zuhause ist und dann von einem guten Freund gesagt bekommen, wie schön es wirklich ist. Das stelle ich mir sehr schön vor. Und die Szene gerade hat alles gezeigt, warum ich nicht verstehe, warum man, also ja, ich freue mich, dass ich Thor wählen kann als Partnerin in dem Spiel, aber ich verstehe halt nicht, warum. Ich meine, es ist ja ganz offensichtlich, dass die Writer wollen, dass Alisa und Wien das Couple sind. Ich verstehe halt aber nicht, warum die es nicht einfach dann machen, weil offensichtlich da ist ja was, das funktioniert ja. Ja, naja. Dann haben wir Elisas S-Craft.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world. I've got a little reward here for you.
Gut, und dann, wie wir sagen, dass wir hier noch schön den Pub enden. Wenn euch der Part gefallen hat, lasst gerne einen Daumen nach oben da, abonniert den Kanal, um nichts weiter zu verpassen. Wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Mal. Bis dahin. Ciao, ciao.